list number 4. Yes, sir?
Can you turn our spelling homework?
Yes. If you have your spelling homework, you may come turn it into the chair. Remember, you don't have to ask me for that. Just as soon as we come into class, when we're doing our transition time, come up and just turn in your spelling homework, okay?
Can you turn in our language one too?
The language was, yes, also a sheet, yes. Okay, you can put them in the same stack, just make sure your names are on them, okay? Your language worksheet and your spelling worksheet. Make sure your names are on them. Yes, those two. Language and spelling. You had the language one where you're telling me what types of sentences, and then you had your spelling worksheet you should be turning in. You can give it to me. Okay, anyone else have some papers that still need to be turned in? Is Olive not here today?
No.
Okay.
Her story is getting worked on.
Gianni, if you can hear me. Looks like you're not on. Number 4. Gianni, let me know if you can hear me, okay? Those of you that have the different list, I just want you to go through and study your list right now, so you need to have that out. Going through it and reviewing over it. Don't waste time. Being a diligent student means that whenever you have a moment, you're going to use it wisely, right? So if you're in that other group, I want to see you have that list out. I want to see you going through and studying. Okay, when I used to practice, you can use your hand, you can cover the word, look at it, cover it, try to spell it, open your eyes, see if you got it correct. Okay? Land, do you have yours? The spelling list I gave you yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get that out. That's what I'm instructing you to do. You have yours, Tony? Emily, yours is out? Cameron, yours is out? Use this time wisely. Some of you are wondering, how am I not doing so well on spelling? We're not being wise. We're not using our time wisely. We're not studying and working hard, okay? The Bible says, in all labor, there is profit, okay? This is a very good verse to live by. Gianni, if you can hear me, go ahead and say that you can hear me. I want to make sure that everything's working correctly. The Bible says, in all labor, there is profit. That means when you work, you're going to get rewarded for that work, okay? Make sure our masks are all the way up, by the way, guys. When we work, we're going to get rewarded for that work, Okay? If you want to have a nice house, then you need to learn to work hard, right? You're going to have to get a job. You're going to have to work it. You have to be diligent. Okay? You might get a very, very nice house, and it never looks nice because we haven't learned how to work hard, right? It gets dirty. It's cluttered. We don't know how to clean. So if you want to have something nice, then we have to work for it. Same thing in every area of your life. If you want to be the person at the job that gets promoted to being the boss or a different level, then you're going to want to be the one who works the hardest, because they're not going to promote you if you don't work hard, okay? The Bible stated that a long time ago, in all profit there is labor. We teach our kids this. They want to raise money for sports and different things, then they have to work for it. My kids want money to buy things, okay? Then we teach them you have to work for it. And they know that if they do some chores around the house and they work hard, they're going to get rewarded. We're going to give them a little bit of money for that hard work, okay? So it's the same thing with school. If you want to get good grades, then you have to work at it. You have to push yourself. You have to study a little bit harder, okay? So when Mrs. Rule says, hey, get this out, every student in here should be getting it out right away. If I say study it while I'm going over this, then we should be focused and we should be studying, okay? We shouldn't be daydreaming. We should be focused studying. Okay, does everyone understand? Use your time wisely. The Bible says a fool is someone who wastes time. We don't want to be known as a fool, okay? And you're developing habits right now that will stay with you for the rest of your life. If you're lazy now, you're going to be lazy probably when you're an adult, okay? So try to change that habit. Try not to be lazy. Try to work hard. Get up. Help your mom and dad out of the house. Get your room clean. Put your stuff away. Help her clean up the dishes. Don't just put a dirty dish in the sink. Rinse it out. Put it in the dishwasher. I teach my kids this all the time. Put a little effort in. Learn to work hard. Because if you learn that at a young age, you're going to develop these good habits, and it's going to help you with school. It's going to help you with your life. You're going to be successful if you learn the value of hard work. And it's biblical. Remember, if we follow God's plan, He promises to bless us. Well, that's one of those, okay? You'll see a lot of successful businessmen. Maybe they're not even a Christian. Why are they so successful? Because they've applied biblical principles to their work ethic. The Bible says work hard. They've learned to work hard. The Bible says be honest. They've learned to be honest. And so the Lord blesses those who apply those biblical principles to their life, okay? So, all right, everyone else, let's look at page number 9 where it says roots. In your spelling book, Gianni, we are in list 4, looking at where it says roots, okay? Everyone else in the other list, make sure that when I look up, I see you studying, not staring off into space, studying, okay? All right, it says write the meanings of the circled roots in the blanks, okay? You'll notice that down below on list 4, they gave you once again a reminder of what those roots and prefixes mean. So this is your guide, okay? How about DICD and the word contradict? What does that mean? Cameron?
I have a question.
Okay, quickly.
Can I get a water bottle?
Not right now. Please only interrupt if it's an emergency, okay? Josiah?
Contradict means to go say the opposite.
I'm sorry. What does the root DICT mean? Look down at page 8. You see where it says roots? What does the root DICT say? What does it mean? What is it? To say. Yes, to say. That DICT root means to say. That's why you have dictionary, okay? That DICT is talking about words. We talked about diction, the use of words, okay? So DICT is the root for to say. How about AUTO, auto? What does this one mean, Adam?
Self.
Self. Whenever you see the word auto, it means self. Okay, if you have an automatic sink, it means it works by itself. You don't have to turn it on. It comes on automatically by itself. Okay, how about bibli? Bibli. Yes, Ariel. Book. Very good. Bibli means book. How about that root BIOUS in the word amphibious? BIOUS. What does this one mean? Shane?
Life.
Life. Means life. Okay, how about aster? Aster, Gavin? Star. How about dick? D-I-C in benediction. Josiah. Viviana, can you help out? To say. Again, it's the same. It's a root out of the root dict, right? It's the same. It's on the same line. D-I-C and D-I-C-T both mean to say. And then last one, number 7, auto again, class. What was that one? Self. And then bio. What does this one mean, Ariel? Life. Self and life. All right, let's do this. Test your proofreading. Underline the 12 misspelled words from list 1 through 3. Write them correctly on notebook paper. We do not need to write them on notebook paper, but we're just going to find them. Some of the words are in plural form. Let's do the first paragraph together. Then I'm going to have you do the second and third paragraph on your own. Have you ever, let's do this. When I'm reading this paragraph, when you see a misspelled word, raise your hand, okay? Have you ever asked yourself, while trying to subdue some unruly spelling words? Good. Subdue. Should have been underlined. How do we spell subdue, guys? Yes, D-U-E. How did this whole business of language ever get started? Some people suppose that language was invented by cavemen. Several imaginative theories try to explain how cavemen first began to talk. One idea, sometimes called the bow wow theory, suggests that language began when a talkative person attempted to imitate animal noises such as the yapping of a dog. It would have been interesting to have overheard a dialogue between the person and a laughing hyena. There were 2 in there, and I only saw a couple hands. Who can raise their hand and tell me one misspelled word that we missed there? Yes, what was it, Adam? Dialogue. Okay. There was another one before that, though, that we missed. Shane, I think you knew it because you were like the only one I saw raise your hand.
Suppose.
No, it wasn't suppose. Adam?
Compassionate.
No. Adam again?
Whispered.
No. Yes, Josiah. Attempted. What is it missing there? What letter is it missing? Naviana, what letter is the word attempted missing? Language began when a talkative person attempted to imitate animal noises such as the yapping of a dog. Attempted. What letter is it missing in that word? Ariel, do you know? It's missing the P. Attempt. Attempt. Okay, so the P should come between the M and the T. All right, let's look at the second paragraph. There are 4 misspelled words. I will give a ticket to whoever can get all 4. Go. Just the second paragraph. We'll do the third one in a minute. Gianni, if you can type all 4 of those words in the comment section, I will check them. If you get them correct, then I will have a little prize for you on Friday to send home with your packet, okay? Because you don't get to really participate in our tickets here. You have to write all 4. Yes, ma'am? You got all 4? Okay. Ariel, bring me your book. Okay, you got 3 out of the 4. Consequently is correct. So you need to underline that one and find a different one. You also got 3 out of 4. Compassionate is spelled correctly. So, gotta find a different one. You also got 3 out of 4. So far, no one's gotten all of them yet. Explanation is correct. So you need to find a different one. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you the answer right now. You got 3 out of 4 as well. Consequently is correct. So find a different one. Who else have I not checked yet? Shane? You done? With the second paragraph? Did you find 4 yet?
I found 4.
Lana, are you studying? Those of you that haven't shown me your book yet, I'll give you about 1 more minute. You're missing 1. No, hold on. Yep, you're missing 1. Accidentally is correct. Here's your 3 tickets, though. Gavin. Those are for the 3 you got right. Shane, you're the first one who's gotten all 4. Do not, if you already checked yours, you can't come back up. 1 shot.
Good job, Shane.
Good job, Shane. Don't show anyone your book. Did I check everyone's at least once? All right, let's go over. Shane, good job. Gianni, did you get them yet?
Can we do it one more time on the text then?
I don't want to give you the answers, so if you're trying for them, I'm going to go ahead and do this so you can't hear me for a moment, and so you can still have an opportunity to get them. Okay, bottom section here. All of these explanations for the origin of language are based upon the mistaken theory of evolution. Evolutionists assumed that language was at first crude and simple and that it gradually became more complex. Good, a few of you caught that one. Complex should be C-O-M-P-L-E what? X. As man's brain evolved. The biblical account, good. How do we spell biblical, class? Capital B C-A-L, biblical. Account of creation, however, contradicts, good, These false concepts. Good, Liviana and Ariel, concepts is also misspelled. Should be C. From the Bible, we learn that language did not begin with people at all. It began with God. When God created the world, he did it by speaking words. God made man and then spoke to him. No doubt he expected an intelligent answer, not a grunt or a bark. In the Garden of Eden, Adam did not imitate the animals. Rather, he used language to invent names for the animals. In conclusion, good. The Bible shows us that language comes from God. It was given fully developed and ready to be used. Okay. Make sure you keep studying, going over these words, spelling them. Once again, when I used to study, I'd go home, spell asterisk, A-S-T-E-R-I-S-K, asterisk, and I'd look at it, and then I'd go, okay, disastrous, D-I-S, quiz yourself, okay? Then have your parents quiz you. Make sure you're ready for that pre-test tomorrow. Take out your creative writing books, everybody. Creative writing, yes, Shane? Can you get what? Oh, for those. You guys can see me during lunchtime for those. It's going to take too long to do all that during class time. Okay, creative writing. Turn to page number 40. I'm sorry, 42. 42 in your creative writing books. Okay, there's a little poem there, a memory. You'll see they have proofreading marks all over it. We've already been taught how to use these proofreading marks. But once again, there's just a little reminder down there. Indent, you'll see that it looks like a backwards P with 2 lines. The delete is a circle with a little pigtail. Insert is that little tent with the period or whatever you're inserting you would put in the middle there of that TP. When you want to capitalize something, you underline it 3 times. And then if you want a lowercase letter, then you would do LC. LCL, I guess, is what they do here, but I've always done just LC. So let's read this, a memory. It says, I'm sitting in the woods. You'll notice there's a backwards P in front of that because when we're starting a paragraph, it should be indented. It should have been moved over a little bit. I'm sitting in the woods against a big oak. The moss is as soft as cotton and as green as a piece of green silk. The wind is blowing the trees. The mist is still on the ground. Birds are singing. I pick some wildflowers and go back to my moss-covered root. A dog barks occasionally and a cricket chirps, but nothing can penetrate my paddled cell that I'm in. I'm in my own magic kingdom. This was written by Elaine Stevens. That's pretty good, huh? She's a 6th grader. That was very detailed. It painted a picture in your head. It talked about sitting in the woods against a big oak. You can picture that, right? The moss is as soft as cotton and as green as a piece of green silk. The wind is blowing the trees. You can almost feel it. The mist is still on the ground. How many of you have ever walked out in the morning when the mist is still on the ground? You know that feeling, that kind of cold, damp feeling? Birds are singing. I pick some wildflowers and go back to my moss-covered root. A dog barks occasionally and a cricket chirps, but nothing can penetrate my paddled cell that I'm in. I'm in my own magic kingdom. So as we write, the reason why we've been learning about being aware, having awareness, and then observation is so that we can write something that is interesting. This would have been a lot different if she just would have said, I'm sitting in the woods. There is moss. The wind. There is wind. There is mist on the ground. There are birds. There are wildflowers. There is a dog. Okay? So she uses the details and she makes it more interesting. She just doesn't tell us about moss, but she describes it. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Okay? Page 43, it says observing details. See how many words you can put on this A to Z list. Each word should begin with a different letter of the alphabet. These are things found in your house. So you're going to have to use your memory. This is testing to see how observant are you. You live in your house every day. It's not like you've only been there once or twice. You're there every morning. You wake up, you sleep there. So you should know exactly what is in your house. Yes? We have lots of hands up. You guys trying to think of ideas?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to go through here, and I want you to do A through Z. Okay? Go ahead and fill them in. Yes, Ariel.
Can you write your family member's name?
It says things, and your family members aren't things. So
Could we have a classroom too?
we might. I want to see what you can come up with on your own. This is testing your memory, not your friend's memory. Your memory. Gianni, you got 3 out of the 4 words correctly. Consequently is actually spelled correctly. The one that you are missing is whispered. Should have been WHISPERED. So, I'll still have a little treat for you on Friday though. Good job. Alright, we are on page 43 of the creative writing book, Gianni, just filling in all of those letters. A to Z, things you find in your home. Yes, sir.
Can it be outside too?
It says in the house. Gotta read instructions carefully. Part of going to school is learning to follow instructions. Things found in the house. If you get stuck on a letter, then go to the next letter, okay? Yes, sir.
Can it like start with like A swap? Or does it have to be like a word?
No, the word that you're coming up with has to start with that letter. I'm doing it too, guys, so see if I can get more than you guys get. Yes. Can you put what? 4M? Can you see them in your house? I would. That's kind of a strange. That's a stretch. You can't come up with anything else other than molecules. Yes.
Oxygen, that one.
Sure.
Attic. You can fill it. Attic.
Okay, work on your own. This is your own house. Things you find at your own house. Yes. What? Alexa? Alexa is a thing, though, even though she has a person's name. You can put Alexa if you have Alexa in your house, and I do. So I'm putting that on mine. Okay, work. Work, work, work. Up and down. Did anyone get a Z?
Yeah, I did. A zebra?
You don't have a zebra at your house.
I'm not one. I do. No, you don't. It's a stuffed animal.
You have a stuffed zebra at your house.
Yeah,
So I'm going to call your mom and ask her. If you're lying, you're going to lose your recess for the rest of the week.
I have a bunch of teddy bears.
Cameron, do you have a stuffed zebra? I didn't think so.
I used to have a
If it's in your house.
I actually got a zebra. I got two Scissors.
All right, how many of you were able to get A through Z? Who had a good A? Someone raise your hand. What'd you get for A? Tony? Alarm. Good. What'd you get for B? Josiah? What? Brown couches. Okay. What did you get for C, Emmeline?
I got for C lamps.
For C? It had to start with the letter C. Anyone get a C word? Liviana. Counters. Good. Who got something for letter D? Shane? Dogs. I put dogs on mine too, because I have two sweet doggies. How about letter E? Who got something for letter E? Tristan, you get anything for letter E? No? Are you writing these down? Are you getting some ideas? Lena, what'd you get for letter E? Did you get an E or no? Okay. Adam, what'd you get for E?
An E. Because, like, for our last name, there's just a letter E.
Okay. We'll take it. An E decoration. I put eggs. We have eggs in our refrigerator. Okay, who got something for F? I put fireplace. Ariel, what'd you put? Fridge. Good. I put that for our refrigerator. I put the whole word. All right, how about G? Who has something for G? Gavin, did you get a G word? Did you get anything for G? Gun? Okay. Josiah? Gecko? I put games. We have games. How about H? Liviana? Hangers. Good. I didn't think about that. I put hoverboard because my daughter always leaves her hoverboard in the kitchen and I always almost trip over it. All right. Letter I. Who has something for letter I?
Iron Man.
What?
An imposter.
What'd you say, Cameron?
I said
Iron?
I said Ireland.
Ireland? I don't think that's in your house.
I have an imposter.
iPad, iPhone. I put iron. I iron my clothes.
Oh. Iron Man.
Letter J. Who has a J?
Oh.
Adam?
Micah.
What?
That's how Micah. It's a drink.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Yes.
jelly.
Jelly. I put juice. How about K?
I put
Tristan? Kale. I put ketchup. What'd you put, Liviana?
I put Kit Kat.
Kitchen. Good.
Kitchen.
How about L? Tony?
Listerine. I put
Don't shout out unless you raise your hand. I call on you. Lamp. Good. Ariel, what'd you put?
lemon because we have a lemon tree.
Lemons. Good.
Is that inside or outside?
She probably has a lemon tree outside, but she brings the lemons inside when they're getting ready to eat them. I put a love seat. That's another name for a small couch. How about M? M. Josiah. Molecules. Oh, brother. Yes. Mirrors. Good. I put microwave. Did anyone put microwave? Put microwave. How about N? Tony? Nah, never mind. You have a never mind in your house?
No, I don't have any.
It started with an N, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, Shane? A nickel. What'd you put?
Narnia movie.
Narnia. I put Nerf guns because my boys have Nerf guns. How about O? Viviana? Oven. That's what I put. What'd you put, Tristan? Orange. Good. What'd you put? Tony? What did you put? Did you forget? Let's go to P. What did you put for P? Tony? PS4. Okay. What did you put, Liviana? Pictures. Good. I put pots and pans. What did you put, Tony or Adam?
A plate.
A plate. Good. How about Q? What'd you get for Q? Cameron?
Never mind. I was going to do
Josiah?
Oh, that's not even.
You have questions at your house?
Yeah, we're all.
We're looking for visible things we can see here. Shane?
Is it kiwi?
A what?
Kiwi.
Kiwi starts with a K. Who got a Q? Tony, did you get a Q?
Yeah.
What is it?
Corners. I put corners in my house.
That would be a C. Q's harder. I put quilt. That's the one I can think of. A quilt. Letter R. What'd you guys get? Josiah. A rash. Cameron?
I put ring.
Ring?
Yeah.
Okay. I put refrigerator. What'd you put, Tristan?
Do you know what that is, Tony? No. Say doorbell. Oh, I have a ring.
What'd you put, Shane?
Yeah.
Rabbit. All right. 6th grade. I'm going to get your attention. The next person who talks is going to lose recess time. Do not talk unless I call your name, please. Thank you. All right, next one, S. Ariel?
Salt shaker.
Salt shaker, good. Tony?
Starch.
Starch, good. And Shane, last one.
Skateboard.
Skateboard. Okay, I put sink. Letter T. Who's got one for T? The physical, actual thing, Josiah? Okay. Turtle. Okay. What'd you put?
A trampoline.
Trampoline. That's probably not inside
No, that's what
your house. Tony?
TV.
TV. Okay. I put toys and television. Letter U. Landon, what'd you put for letter U? You don't have anything? You got lots of words written down over there. Tristan? Umbrella. That's what I put. How about V? V. Shane. That's what I put. Vacuum. How about W? Tony? Water bottles. I put water dispenser. Yes.
I put weights.
Weights. Okay, how about X? X. Who got an X? Yes. That's what I put. Xbox 360. That's what my kids have. How about Y? Y. Cameron?
Wait, can I say W or not?
Nope, we're on Y.
Wait,
Adam, turn around, please.
I actually have something in my mouth. Wait, I don't.
Okay, when you raise your hand, be ready to answer. Ariel?
I knit, so I have yarn.
Yarn. Okay. Josiah? Yo-yo. Okay. I put yellow sign. Did anyone get a Z?
Yeah, I got Z. I got a Z. I got
Do you have a zebra in your house? You do?
Yeah, I have a bunch of
Okay.
them.
What? Zed? Who is Zed or what is Zed? I've never heard of it, but I trust you. Okay. All right. Here is your assignment. Take out a sheet of paper. We just tested our memory. No talking while you're doing it, please, because I want you to be able to listen at the same time. We just tested our memory to see what we can remember. Now, just like this 6th grader did on the other page, you are going to write a short story, okay? Meaning, it could be just like a paragraph, but I want you to write a short story about a memory that you have. I want you to think of the details. I want it to be interesting, okay? Make sure your name is on your paper. I am going to grade this. So I'm going to grade you on your cursive, how neatly it is written. And I'm going to grade you on your content, meaning do your best, okay? You're going to tell me about a memory that you have, and you want to make it interesting using these details and having been observant, okay? I could tell you about a memory that I have that is very, very vivid in my head because I was 1 week away from having my daughter Emmy, so I was very great with child. It was 110 degrees. It was squelching hot. And we were driving quickly down the road to Palm Springs to see my husband's cousin. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we heard a loud pop. And then we didn't feel anything. So we kept driving a little bit, and then something started to feel a little bit off. So Mr. Rule decided to pull over and check to see if there was anything wrong. And sure enough, when we pulled over, our tire had completely gone flat. It had completely blown. So here we are. I was on the side of the road. It was 100-degree heat. I was very large, getting ready to have a child, and I had 3 other little children on the side of the road with me, one of which decided to reach down and pick up a piece of glass and cut her finger. Now we're standing on the side of the road, and on top of that, you guys ever been in that pass in Palm Springs where it's really windy? The wind was blowing. We were right under this overpass, so I took my 3 kids, and we kind of walked up towards the underpassal area to kind of get out of the way in a safer spot. And I'm holding them, and it's hot, and I'm sweating, and I'm holding Brooklyn, who has a bloody finger now, and my husband's over there trying to take the tire off and trying to fix it. And you know what? Not one single person stopped to ask us for help. Car after car after car just sped by, and thankfully our cousins came, and they were going to pick us up, but they only had an SUV that fit their family, and they had a family of 6, and our family of 5 at the time all squeezed very tightly into the small SUV to drive to go to the tire store to get another tire, and I will never forget that. But if I was going to write that, I would have a lot of details, and I would use a lot of information. I would talk about how hot it was. I would talk about how I felt. I would talk about how the wind was blowing and my little daughter was crying and had a bloody finger, and I would use all of those details in sharing that memory. Okay, that was probably not a great memory. Now I have other memories that are a lot of fun. I have memories from Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you would walk into the house and you could just smell the turkey cooking. You could hear all of your family members talking, and there was just that spirit of Christmas or Thanksgiving in the air. So if I was going to talk about one of those, I would pull out all of those details. What it smelled like in the house, what it felt like, if the fireplace was on, what did it look like, what were the decorations. So using those details, I want you to write a small, interesting story about a memory that you have. I'm going to give you, I want to try to do it in 10 minutes. Can you guys do it in 10 minutes? You may begin.
Because I need to think.
No, I want you to do it now. Yes, ma'am, Liviana. This is for both. This will be a language grade and a penmanship grade. Yes. Yes. Who? Talk about something about maybe your family, something you've done. Let's not bring another student into it. Okay? Gianna, you can work on this at home as well. Writing a short story about a memory that you have. You'll turn this in and I will grade it for your cursive and your content. Doesn't have to be long, because I'm talking maybe 4 or 5 sentences. So it shouldn't take you long to do it at all. Yes? Let's say I don't have paper, but it looks like there's some right here. How come you don't have any paper? Make sure you tell your parents you need some, okay? Yes?
Did we study like one day or like months was?
Just, there's no like right 100% like this is how you have to start your story. Just tell me about it. You can start it with the words one day if you like. You'll see the other 6th graders writing there. She just started with, I'm sitting in the woods against a big oak. She's just starting to tell you about what she was doing that day. I'm going to come around and try to help some of you get started. Justin, you have an idea what you want to write on? Do you have any memories that you want to talk about? It's got to be something. You're in 6th grade, so in all of these years of life, there's not one memory that you can think of that's funny, something that happened that was funny, something that you enjoyed, so maybe somewhere you went. Have you ever gone anywhere really cool? Never? You've never taken a vacation anywhere?
Just in Utah.
Okay.
And we drove to like.
So in Utah, was it, what did you guys do in Utah? Did you see family? Did you go see, like, nature? You went on the lake? Okay, so what did the lake look like? Was it big, small, beautiful? Okay, did you get a boat? Tell me about it. That's all you have to say. When I was, however years old you think you were, my family and I went on a vacation to Utah. It was amazing. We went to the lake, and then describe the lake. Tell me what it looked like, what it felt like. You went on the boat. What did you do on the boat? How fast did you go on the boat? Things like that, okay? Landon, got a memory you want to talk about? Maybe something fun you've done with your family?
I went to Arizona, but it wasn't with my mom or anybody. It was just with my cousin.
Okay, was it fun?
Yeah.
What did you do there?
Fishing and.
Tell me about it.
in the Colorado Desert.
Tell me about it. What does this say?
Started to.
What are you trying to tell me about?
Vacation.
Okay. So where'd you go to vacation? Okay. So tell me about when you were traveling to Kentucky. Did you drive? Did you fly? Okay. What did you guys do in the car? Did you play games in the car? Did you watch movies in the car? When you got to Kentucky, what did you do? What was your favorite part about the trip? Think about the details. Remember, when you're writing your sentences, always start with a capital letter. Make sure you're putting your end marks in, because I am going to grade you on correct grammar.
So, I think, what are those big, I just caught on this long thing, it was like red. They're white, they're like long, they're green. What are those called?
Seaweed?
No, it was on a hike, it was trees. They're They're like
The palm? Not the palm trees?
they were like long. They were green.
I don't know.
You know in that one movie,
Willow trees? Palm trees, coconut trees? I don't know. But I do know you need to capitalize the word I. Every single time you write the word I, it's always capitalized. Yes, sir. Can you what? Your history book? Sure. Okay, Cameron. This is a good story. It has details. Okay, so good job on that. Make sure we go through though. And like I don't see end marks. I see just one big sentence. Remember, we can't have all this as one. That's a big run together. Run on. So you need to find where your sentence ends, and then and make sure you capitalize that word I. Okay. So break that down into separate sentences. Then I don't need to know the name of the river if you just want to put we went to a river. You'll spend your whole time looking for the actual name of it. Okay, once again, you have like 4 sentences there, but they're all joined with commas. And you need to always capitalize names in the first word of every sentence. So I want you to look at that, Adam. Remember what we've been learning in grammar about making sure that we're not using run-on sentences. You need to separate them, make them separate sentences, or use commas and conjunctions or semicolons. Use the things that you're learning in grammar, okay? Some of you, I'm going around and I'm seeing like our first words of our sentences are not capitalized. We don't have end marks. Once again, remember, we're writing a paragraph is made up of good sentences. A good sentence has to be correct. It has to be complete. It has to make complete sense. We've just been talking about fragments and run-on sentences. So make your paragraph up of at least 4 good sentences. Check it when you're done. Do I have 4 good sentences, or is it all just one big run together? If it's one big run together, you gotta fix it. Okay, because that's not accurate. Emmeline, you're very particular with your writing, and that's good because you do a great job. Try to do a little bit faster though, okay? Now push yourself to write a little bit faster. good so far. It's interesting. Kept me engaged. Just do this. Wherever you put your period in, make sure you have capital letters after it. Okay? There was a couple places where I didn't see a capital letter. Right here. And then is this, I would say like it was 8/40/2014. Period. And then make that a capital letter, okay? You completely done with your story? Can I read it? Okay. Once again, look at this. I once was at a baseball stadium. Me and Tony were looking for Dad, comma. Then I said, look, there's Dad, comma. Tony said, that's not him, comma. Then we told somebody we couldn't find Mom and Dad, comma. Then they found us. Finally, the end of the sentence. How many sentences do you have here?
4.
Why did you join them with commas? This is one big run together sentence. You need to separate your sentences. Hey, y'all are doing the same things I'm going around, not just Adam. I once was at a baseball stadium. Period. Capital letter. Okay, you need to separate your sentences. Okay, Gianni, I will let you go. Make sure you complete that story. Make sure that's turned in. Make sure you're ready for your spelling pre-test tomorrow. And we'll see you tomorrow.